The Power Couple and the Sacrifice. My name is Elena. I am 38 years old. My husband used to say my body was his favorite work of art. Hearing that once made me feel adored, chosen, seen. When I decided to have our son, I believed I was giving that art a deeper meaning. I gave my body to create our family. I gave my time, my energy, my ambition, and in return, my husband almost gave his heart to someone else. Before Leo was born, my life was full of tailored business suits, high heels, and morning meetings. I was a marketing manager, confident, driven, alive. My husband Daniel loved that side of me. He admired my ambition. People used to say we were a power couple. And we were partners. A team ready to conquer the world. I believed that life would always feel that way. But motherhood changes everything. My body softened. The sharp lines I once recognized disappeared. My skin carried new marks like a map of the life I had just created. And across my belly rested a long, pale scar from a C-section. I left my job to become a full-time mother. My expensive clothes were replaced with comfortable ones. Perfume disappeared. Makeup became rare. My world grew smaller, quieter, slower. At first, Daniel was kind. He would kiss my scar and say, "You are my hero, Elena. This is proof of your love." Those words kept me going. They made me feel strong, but words can fade. Slowly, something in his eyes changed. He didn't look at me with admiration anymore. He looked at me with patience. He never insulted me. He never said anything cruel, but silence can be louder than words. I could feel it. He was waiting for the old me to return. The woman in business suits, the woman with the perfect body. But she was gone, and I didn't know how to bring her back. When the cracks appeared. The distance between us grew quietly, like a crack in a wall you don't notice until it's too late. Daniel began spending more time with friends, successful men with polished lives and beautiful wives. One evening he was scrolling through his phone, not even looking at me. No, he said casually. Mark's wife has 2 kids, and still looks like a model. The words were light, but they hit my heart like a stone. I told myself he didn't mean anything. I wanted to believe he was still the man I married. I started going to the gym. I changed my diet. I tried harder, not just for him but for our son. I wanted Leo to grow up in a home filled with love, not quiet disappointment. Then one night, everything shifted. Daniel came home late. When he took off his jacket, I smelled it. Sweet perfume, a woman's perfume, not mine. "What's that smell?" I asked, trying to sound calm. He frowned and avoided my eyes. "A client party. I danced with someone." "Don't be silly." It was a weak lie. And for the first time, doubt entered my heart. That night, I stood alone in the bathroom, staring at my reflection. I touched my scar gently. It didn't feel like a hero's mark anymore. It felt like a failure. I didn't recognize the tired woman in the mirror. The night that changed everything. Arguments followed, small, sharp ones that slowly burned away our peace. Daniel stayed out later, always with friends, always an excuse. One Friday he stood by the door, dressed to leave. "I'm going out with David," he said. His wife just left him. A heavy feeling settled in my stomach, but I said nothing. I watched him walk away, feeling unbearably alone. That night changed everything. Later, Daniel told me what happened. David was completely broken, crying into his drink. A grown man, shattered. "She was beautiful," David said through tears, "but our house was empty, cold. She cared only about appearances. We became strangers." Then David looked at Daniel and said something that shook him. "You're lucky, man. Elena is a diamond. She gave up her career. She built your home. I had beauty but no partnership." Daniel said those words hit him like a train. For the first time in years he saw clearly, not another woman, not a perfect body. He saw me. He left the bar immediately and drove home, hands shaking on the steering wheel, realizing how close he was to losing everything. The confession. I was sitting quietly when the door opened. Daniel stood there holding red roses, my favorite. His eyes were swollen, red with tears. He walked toward me and knelt on the floor. "Elena," he whispered, voice breaking, "I was blind. I compared you to others. I almost betrayed the best thing in my life." He pulled out a small black box. Inside was a new wedding ring. "Marry me again," he begged. "Let me earn you back." I cried, not just for his pain, but for mine, for the loneliness, for the woman I lost. I looked into his eyes and saw real regret. Slowly I nodded. Forgiveness wasn't instant. It was a choice, the beginning of a long road. Hashtag 1 year later. Everything is different. Daniel kept his promises. He comes home early. He helps. He listens. He encouraged me to return to work and supported me as I built my own freelance business. I go to the gym now, not for perfection but for strength. Our home is filled with laughter again. Last night Daniel kissed the scar on my belly and whispered, "This is the most beautiful part of you. It's the story of our family," and for the first time I believed him. Hashtag the lesson. Love is not about staying perfect. It's about seeing beauty in change. Bodies change, life changes, but real love grows stronger if we protect it. If this story touched you, remember, a relationship is a team, and teams survive when both people choose empathy, gratitude, and forgiveness. If you believe in second chances, type team in the comments, like, subscribe, and join Classical English Stories for more real stories about real love. Thank you for listening.